Fasting healed my binge eating disorder because it taught me discipline. It taught me that I don't need food for comfort. I don't need food to fill this void of love, of something that I'm not getting. That I was using food as a crutch to, make me feel better, to whatever, Day 12 of becoming a daily walker. Today I'm going to be speaking on fasting. Fasting healed my binge eating disorder. And as you can see, I certainly used to binge, and I don't anymore. Well, it's more of a choice now instead of like a compulsive behavior. I was diagnosed with binge eating disorder about 10 years ago. I developed a binge eating disorder when I was a child, but I didn't get diagnosed with it until I was an adult. Because I developed the habits at such a young age, it kind of just was ingrained in me to eat whenever I was upset. Whether I was happy, mad, sad, frustrated, any range of emotion, it was a reason for me to eat something. So when I started fasting, I've been fasting for about 10 years. So this is not really this is not like a quick fix. This is not something that you're gonna be able to start right now and just immediately heal your binge eating disorder. But it is something that if you stick to it, give yourself grace, give yourself time, the healing that you are looking for will come. So for myself, I've done a whole lot of different fasts, and so I'm just gonna go over all of them because I've been fasting for 10 years, so I can't say which one for certain healed my binge eating disorder. When I first started fasting, I tried to do 1 meal a day, which I don't recommend that to start off because it's very discouraging and it takes discipline to only eat 1 meal a day, especially if you have binge eating disorder or any type of, unhealthy pattern with eating. Allowing yourself to have eaten all day for years or months, however long, and then cutting it cold turkey, it's almost setting yourself up to fail. So I ended up just like taking it slow and doing intermittent fasting. I started doing intermittent fasting, which is you fast for a certain period of time and you eat for a certain period of time, and that's it. So when I first started doing it, I did 8 hours eating, 16 hours fasting. So I did that for a while. Then I slowly put the hours back because I'm telling you, I was completely obsessed with eating. So the fact of trying to limit any of my food time was a big battle within. Because little me, the little kid who developed that eating disorder, was not having it. She wanted person to ask and her this and her that when she wanted it. So I had to do it very slow, very incrementally. I did the 16-8, which is 16 hours fasting, 8 hours eating. And then I did so I would say, I can't remember exactly what my window of eating was, but it was about I'd eat from I'm just giving an example because I honestly can't remember for sure, from 10 years ago. But I would start eating at 12 and stop eating at 8. Which, whatever. So that's, for example, start eating at 12, stop eating at 8. Then I would make it go down slowly. So then I would start eating at 12:30, stop eating at 8. Then I would start eating at 1, stop eating at 8. Or, I would start eating at 11:30, stop eating at 7:30. Whatever worked best. So I would just slowly break that down. Eventually it was 18-6, which is fasting for 18 hours, eating for 6 hours. I got to 24, which is fasting for 20 hours, eating for 4 hours. Then I made my way all the way up to 1 meal a day. But I didn't regularly keep to that because that was a little more difficult because I had, an eating disorder. So I tried to stick to the 16-8, 18-6 as much as I could. And when I was feeling a little ambitious, then I would do the 24, the 22-2, or 1 meal a day. I've done banana fasts, I've done break fasts, I've done dry fasts, I've done water fasts, I've done juice fasts, I've done watermelon fasts. I've done pretty much every single type of fast you could think of. I fasted from sugar, I fasted from soda, I fasted from chips, I fasted from fast food. I fasted from pretty much everything. And I would say that's probably one of the bigger reasons why I was able to heal my binge eating disorders, because after I built up that momentum with doing intermittent fasting, it allowed me to be more confident, okay, I can stop eating at a certain time. So then that branched into me being I wonder if I could stop eating this or that. The first things I stopped consuming was soda. I used to drink soda every single day. Soda, then it was sugary drinks overall. I did that for over a year. Then I added chips onto that. And, pretty much that's just it. That's the quick breakdown of it. I also did something called rolling fasts, which helped me lose weight pretty quick. And I was able to keep it off because I continued to intermittent fast. So basically a rolling fast is, let's say today, I decided that I want to eat, most days I eat between 11 and 7 or 11:30, 7:30. So a rolling fast would be, today I start eating at 11:30, stop eating at 7:30. Then I don't eat anything at all tomorrow. And then I start eating again the next day, Thursday, at 11:30. So you could choose how many hours you want to do that. I started off doing a 36-hour rolling fast, so I would eat, fast for 36 hours, eat, fast for 36 hours. It's back to back to back. There's no long period of a break. It's you start and stop fasting on the same day. And then I eventually made my way up to 52 hours, which that was pretty intense, but I had already been fasting for years before I, attempted that, over 5 years. And that helped me lose 40 pounds in 3 months. And I've kept it off this whole time. Basically, when you have a pattern of fasting, your body starts to get accustomed to that. And so even when you stop fasting, because your body has been in this constant state of fasting, it just mimics that on its own, whether you continue to fast or not. So after I lost those 40 pounds in 3 months, best believe I went back to my snacks, okay? But because my body had gone through such an intense fasting regimen, it was just burning on its own. Basically, I kicked the system into gear, and the gears kept on turning even though I wasn't doing the same regimen. So yeah, I made this video because a couple people wanted to know what I did. My biggest piece of advice is just start small, and if you mess up, just try again the next day. It's not gonna be perfect, especially if you have an eating disorder, but you can get there. And fasting is 100% healthy. Don't listen to anybody that tells you otherwise. I could post some, if people are more interested in this, I could give some more facts about it, but I'll fast till the day I die. It's something that has essentially saved my life, I would say, and completely just changed how I view food. Food is the thing that's most readily available to most of us. So if you could heal a food addiction, there's really no other addiction that you can't heal. And I firmly believe that. So yeah, I hope this video helps somebody, encourages somebody. Thank y'all for watching. It is day 12 of becoming a daily walker. And until next time, happy Tuesday. Ta-ta.